In this episode of Timmy's TV Throwback, we are looking at the teen animated show called Braceface, a Canadian-Chinese series that lasted for 3 years from 2001 for 3 seasons. The show follows the misadventures of Sharon Spitz, a high school student whose unusual braces create chaos in her daily life. Sharon Spitz is voiced by the lovely Alicia Silverstone. Let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have Brace Yourself. It's lunchtime at school as we meet Sharon Spitz and her 2 best friends, Connor and Maria, as they are discussing going to the dance. We then meet Nina as we learn she is very mean towards Sharon because Nina blames Sharon for breaking her dolls' heads when they were younger. We then see Alden. He is the boy both Sharon and Nina have a crush on. Nina tries to get his attention as he walks over to Sharon's table and asks her out. At home, Sharon is celebrating that she has a date. Her mother comes into Sharon's bedroom to explain that she can get her braces. Sharon is shocked as she is going to have to wear them for years. We then see Sharon at the dentist as he is working on her. Suddenly her mouth starts to spark due to a thunderstorm. Back at home, Sharon is upset at her braces as all of a sudden she starts to hear a phone call by her brother and his friend. She runs to explain everything to her mother as she tells her to chill. Back at school, Connor asks Maria to teach him how to dance. It doesn't go well as Sharon arrives and shows off her braces. She is reminded it is picture day as out of the blue sparks happen and her locker flies open. Meanwhile, in the school's bathroom, Nina finds out Sharon has braces as she starts to tease her. Sharon then runs into Alden as she doesn't speak to him. We then get to picture day as Sharon doesn't want to smile for the camera. The photographer makes her smile, but she breaks the camera and runs away. She heads back to the dentist to explain all the crazy things that have been happening. The dentist tells her to go away as Connor is still trying to learn how to dance. He grabs Maria as all of a sudden he starts sneezing over her. At Nina's place, she comes up with a plan to embarrass Sharon as at school the next day, we see posters all up on the wall. In class, Maria reads out a poem as Sharon gets bored. She opens her mouth as she can overhear Alden and Nina's phone call. Nina tells Alden about her braces and says Sharon doesn't want to go to the dance with Alden anymore. Sharon runs out of class. Maria finds Sharon in the bathroom as she explains what is happening with her braces. Back at the house, Sharon calls Alden to explain everything, but her braces causes the phone line to cut out. Maria then calls as Sharon says it's over and she isn't going to the dance anymore. Maria changes her mind as Sharon calls Connor and asks him to the dance. At the dance, the 3 of them arrive as Sharon then sees Nina and Alden dancing, but Connor jumps in and takes Sharon for a dance. Nina gets jealous of her. At the end of the night, Nina and Connor win Dance King and Queen. But Nina doesn't want to dance with him. Sharon rushes over to Alden as Nina sprints faster. Sharon then uses her braces to shock Nina's hair, but it is then revealed to be a dream. She then gets back to dancing as the episode then ends. In this second episode we are looking at is called Crushed. At the laundrette, Sharon and Connor are doing the washing as Sharon talks about Alden and how he is ignoring her. Connor points out that Sharon has food in her mouth as she gets embarrassed. Connor then looks at the entrance of the laundrette as he sees a pretty girl. He gets scared, so he walks out of the place, but Sharon decides to talk to her for him as Connor says thanks. Back at school, the 3 main characters are doing PE as Connor sees his new crush and runs away as he can't ask her out. Sharon and Maria say there is nothing wrong with him as Connor doesn't listen to them. Sharon then sees Alden as she tries to talk to him. He doesn't reply. They do the hurdles, but Sharon fails at this. Back at Sharon's house, Maria is talking about Connor's allergies as he says he is very scared of needles, so he doesn't want acupuncture. The girls then force him to change his mind, so he goes to get the acupuncture as Sharon says she is proud of Connor. All of a sudden her braces cause the needles to fly out of his face. She has to put them back in as Connor is still asleep. At the laundrette the next day, Connor and Sharon are still waiting for Alden to show up as Connor takes off his glasses and Sharon gets a crush on him. At school, Connor tries to impress his crush as water goes everywhere. Sharon and Maria are talking as Sharon gets a little jealous. At the bike shed, Connor explains he is getting better from the allergies as he heads to the second-hand bookshop. Sharon heads home as her brothers are telling a story as they are eating dinner. Sharon doesn't say much as she is still hiding her feelings for Connor. Back at school, Sharon watches Connor as he goes on a date. She gets very jealous as she gets hit in the head by a football. In science class, Connor and Sharon are doing an experiment as she starts to flirt with Connor, but the other girl then comes over and starts to get into an argument with Sharon as Connor doesn't know what to do. Maria then questions Sharon as she then confesses to Maria that she does like Connor. They then take a magazine quiz on boys as Sharon doesn't know what to do. Out walking the dog, Sharon sees Connor as he is mowing the lawn. Connor explains Sharon is very important to him as he says he is breaking it off with his girlfriend as he then asks her to the movies. Sharon says yes as they arrive at the cinema. Connor orders his food as they rush to the seats. They sit down and watch the movie. Connor then goes to the bathroom as the movie starts. Sharon then thinks about what her options are as Connor comes back and says they can only be friends. They get out of the cinema and head to the laundrette to do some washing as the episode ends. In this third and final episode, we are looking at is called 5 Things That Really Bugged Me About You. Sharon and Maria are having a sleepover as Sharon gets annoyed at Maria's dirty bedroom as she starts to tidy up for her. She then comes across Maria's diary as she tells Sharon not to open it. Her mother calls as Maria needs to go do the laundry. All of a sudden, Sharon picks up the diary once more as her braces magically open the lock. She then opens and reads the diary. She finds something called 5 Things That Really Bugged Me About You. Sharon thinks it's about her. Maria comes back in with the washing as Sharon hides the diary. Sharon suddenly then heads home as she is embarrassed. Walking home, Sharon can't stop thinking about what she has read. Meanwhile, at home, her brothers are doing their normal things as all of a sudden Sharon comes home and bumps into Adam on the stairs with her headset. She gets annoyed as Adam then tells her she is selfish. Maria then calls as Sharon doesn't want to talk to her. At school, Nina is performing in drama class as Sharon walks in and gives a book to Maria. Sharon gets annoyed at Maria for coming up with choreography without her. Maria then shows her the dance as Sharon doesn't like it. She suggests doing some miming as Maria doesn't like it. They start to argue as Sharon spins around. She then sees Maria laugh at her. At the lockers, Sharon talks to Connor whether or not she annoys him. Connor says sometimes when she is talking about Alden. Sharon confesses she read Maria's diary as Connor doesn't know what to say. Connor says she should tell Maria. During the hockey game, Maria is taking the lead as she passes the ball to Sharon, but it hits her in the leg, leading to the other team to take the ball and score. Maria confronts Sharon to ask what that was all about as they then argue once more. Maria then talks to Connor as he is cleaning his locker. Connor then tells Maria the truth as she is annoyed with him for keeping it a secret. In the bathroom, Maria storms in and tells off Sharon as she doesn't want to hear anything from her. Sharon then goes off at her. Maria leaves. At home, Sharon is lying with her pets as she says she doesn't need Maria. She tries to spend time with her family as it doesn't work out. She then tries to make new friends but can't find anyone. While washing the dogs, Maria then calls as all of a sudden Adam announces it's for him as they are training together. Sharon is confused as she then realizes she needs Maria. In class, they are talking about improved as Nina gets up and performs. The teacher is confused. At the lockers, Alden comes over for some notes as Sharon doesn't give them to him. Alden tries to flirt with her as Sharon has other plans. At home, Sharon starts training for the triathlon as the next day she tries to talk to her. The race starts as the 3 of them head off. Sharon is way behind as she then crashes her bike. She hurts Maria in the process as she then tries to help her up. They become friends once more as they limp to the finish line. They talk about the list as Maria tells Sharon it's about Nina. Maria understands the mistake as they bury the hatchet. They cross the finish line as the episode ends. Overall, Braceface was a good show for teens as it was very relatable and had interesting characters and the stories were great. I like it. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.